How does a movie with Emma Stone and Joaquin Phoenix get this type of rating on it? And you kind of go, oh boy, what happened? So let me give you the rundown of this movie. So Abe comes to the school and he's a new philosophy teacher and he's trying to figure out what's going on with his life. He feels very lost and kind of, not really there in the moment. He feels like there's no purpose in life, kind of relatable. And so he's just slowly working his way through his life day by day, doing the same thing. And he just wants something to kind of wake him up and grab him by the neck and say, this is what you need to do in life. And he doesn't feel that. On the other side, we have Jill, who's in a pretty happy relationship with her boyfriend, and she's just, enjoying life, and she kind of finds that Abe is kind of an interesting person. And so she takes his class and sort of realizes this guy's pretty interesting. I want to know more about him. So she gets to know him a little bit more, and they kind of start to hang out more, and Abe and Jill end up in a relationship. Yup. So that's where the movie goes. So as Abe and Jill hang out more and more, Jill starts to realize that Abe is a really fascinating guy. He has a really unique perspective on life. He's not like any other person, yada, yada, the works. And Abe is kind of like, yeah, this is great. I'm in a relationship with my student and I don't have a reason to live. And that's really, the crux of the story here. Abe trying to find something to do, and then Jill kind of trying to help him find a reason to live. And that's sort of where it is. The big climax of the movie is that Abe and Jill are in a diner one time, and they're kind of sitting there and wondering what to do next in life, and they overhear a conversation with a divorced mother, and she's in court right now battling for custody of her children. And it turns out the judge is a friend of the husband who she's divorcing, and so the court trial is not going to go their way, and she's going to lose custody of her kids, and it's just a horrible, horrible situation. And so Abe hears this and he goes, you know what I should do? It'd be really interesting, is to get rid of the judge. If I kill him, then he can't rule on this court case and she should get custody of her kids. You think I made that up, didn't you? I didn't. This movie. So Abe sets off for the rest of the movie to find the best way to basically murder somebody without getting caught. And he succeeds. So he kills the judge, and then after he does the deed, he kind of feels a new revelation in life. He feels a purpose in life now because he did that, because murdering somebody is totally the reason to live. Is that what I'm supposed to understand? Anyways, Abe's kind of all happy now. Jill's excited that he's happy, but she doesn't know exactly why he's all happy. And then she kind of starts to piece things together as the news comes out and starts to realize, oh, you actually did it. And then he says, yep, I did it. And she kind of doesn't know how to feel about it. Although, it really should just be as simple as what the hell is wrong with you? But anyways, she finally says, you know what, like I can't be around you anymore because this just doesn't make any sense, And that's the most sane thing that happens in the entire story. At one point in the story, a guy gets apprehended for basically the murder and gets blamed for it, and he's gonna go to trial. And Abe has to confess. He has this moral dilemma of should I say something, should I not? Because if I say something, then my entire life will be ruined, and the whole point of doing this is nullified. Or if I don't say anything, this innocent guy is gonna go to jail. But while he's contemplating, Jill kind of says to him, "Listen, I'm gonna say something. I know you did it. I have all the proof I can find. I'm going to tell them if you don't. You have until Tuesday, to tell somebody." Yeah, because giving the guy who murdered somebody time to think about it is a really smart choice. Good stuff. So Abe's decision is to kill Jill. That's the solution. Kill more people. Yep, this guy's not a psychopath. So Abe sets a scheme where he stops an elevator, and so that when you open the doors, it's just the shaft and you just fall through and to your death, basically. Abe then tries to pull Jill into it, and then they're fighting and scuffling, and then he slips on something, ends up falling to his own death, basically, karma, and Jill survives, and that's where the story basically ends. Listen, that was the most simplified look at it. I want to talk about the early themes because they actually kind of make sense. I understand the whole perspective of sort of what should I do in life? What's the next step? I understand that feeling. It's very easy to get wrapped up in sort of not feeling like your life is fulfilled and that you're not making progress. I totally understand that. The thing about this movie is that there's really no good ending, because even though our main guy, Abe, dies, yeah, okay, cool, the guy got what he deserved, but there's no resolution. Jill's still kind of obsessed with him in a sense, she still talks about him, and then it's I don't know, it's not the right, it doesn't make sense, it's just there's no fulfilling ending where Abe kind of goes, oh crap, I probably shouldn't have done that. Because at the end of the movie, the reason he dies is because he tried to kill somebody again, because he thinks that's the way to feel good about himself, or feel alive, is what I should say. Basically what they're saying is kill people, thus you will feel alive. How does that make sense? Like, it's the most weird way of looking at the world. There are so many ways out there that you could easily feel any sort of joy and just have a more purpose in life. Volunteer, Abe. What are you doing? Guys, like, you know what? I could volunteer and find, joy in giving back to people. Nah, forget that. I'm gonna kill somebody. Like, what? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And that's really what it is. This movie, I sat there the entire time going, what the fudge is happening? And that's not even the worst part, because I haven't talked about Jill's side of this. So Jill's obsession with Abe becomes quite evident, right? And everybody's obviously aware of it. The students are figuring it out. They're like, oh, she's with the teacher, damn. Obviously, because everybody figures it out and everyone's realizing that she's kind of going out with this teacher, so does her boyfriend. Remember, she has a boyfriend. And he basically says to her, hey, Jill, are you looking at Abe in the way that you look at me? And then she goes, what? Abe? Who? Lincoln? What? And essentially she just repeats that over and over again for a while. And then at some point she finally goes, yes, I am cheating on you. Oh, gee whiz. The two main characters in the story, Abe and Jill, are just like the worst. And you have the boyfriend on the sideline just going, I'm going to try to be the best person I could be. That's the funny part, is because from that perspective, the movie really would have worked really well if Jill was the positive reinforcement to sort of Abe. We kind of would have enjoyed that more if she kind of gave Abe more purpose in his life and sort of like maybe balanced him out. Maybe he was going to do this really horrible act and she went, no, you can't do that. There's so many more ways. She maybe showed him a new way of life. No, but instead we have Jill, who also kind of gaslights her boyfriend and just says things like, nope, I did not cheat on you. It's a horrible way to create characters. We have two characters that we do not like, and we're kind of just sitting there going, well, what's the point of this movie? The themes in this are all over the place. We talked about it earlier about this sort of idea of like feeling lost in life and wanting to find a reason and a purpose. And if you put an idea like the only way he could feel purpose in life is because he had to kill somebody because it was the moral thing to do to help out this divorced lady, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. What would be more moral is if he literally just went and talked to the guy, or if he did anything else except for murder. It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. No matter how good actors are, if the story isn't good, there's nothing you can do to save it. Yeah, you get good performances. Both of them were very good in this movie, but it does not matter because this movie is just garbage, and the themes and the purpose of this movie makes zero sense. Anyways, guys, if you want to go watch a movie that actually has good themes and actually has Emma Stone in it as well, you can go check out the ones on screen. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon.